Now, this drill has been transforming my students' golf swings, and it's been adding around 2 clubs of distance to all the golfers I'm showing it to. And why that is because it forces the body to move in a way that produces the most not only efficient speed, but also controllable ball flight. But it is certainly controversial of a drill. A lot of coaches out there will tell you not to do this, but I think that's silly because it really gives such amazing gains. And all of you out there that struggle a little bit to gain some distance and keep your control, this is going to be perfect for you. And this drill is called the ragdoll drill. So the ragdoll drill is ultimately where we grip the club at about a 0.5 out of 10 in grip pressure, to the extent where we're almost dropping it. And from there, all we're doing is swinging back and through with this ragdoll feeling, and that gets the body to move very well. You cannot hit the ball here with the arms. So let me do one here. You only really swing to about halfway back doing it, completely ragdoll in the arms. But the body really has to move, and immediately there, that was the smallest little swing in the world, completely ragdolled, and it's gone 153 with an 8-iron carry. Very, very good drill. So why this is a couple reasons why this drill is so good. So number one, it forces the arms to do nothing, of course, but it keeps the body down and turning through the golf ball. So where a lot of golfers go wrong when it comes to their speed, they'll get really quick with their arms to where you can absolutely gain some speed, but look at that, that's gone off the planet. And also part of my microphone went flying off. So if I did a few things to time that up, like opening up the club face a little bit, plus firing the arms, I could hit the ball to target and gain somewhat of speed, but it is very, very uncontrollable. So that's where when we see the best players in the world, they are staying down and rotating through the shot. Their rotation is governing their movement. So they're working in good sequencing. Their lower body, mid-torso is going, and then the body, then the club after that. And that just creates much more efficient speed, but it also really helps you for club face control. So having that feeling is extremely good to hit these nice tight iron shots more consistently. Because as you can see from those 2 ones, the shot before was only marginally worse than that one, but it's the consistency that I'm going to perform. And that's what this drill really teaches you with. When we have that big ragdoll feeling with the arms, your body has to be the governor of the movement. Your arms can't do it. So for all of you out there, another ragdoll shot there. Absolutely brilliant. So for those of you who cannot get those arms to stop, you have a bit of stand up, you stall out the rotation. This immediately gives you the feel of staying down and turning, which is the hallmark of a great drill, which is what my students have been really loving. So like we alluded to for point 2, it helps the sequencing of the downswing. So how many golfers start the downswing with the arms or upper body first, club gets a little bit over the top, and then they hit a big slicey one out there? Well, when you do the ragdoll drill, of course, that cannot happen because this will also quieten down the upper body in transition as well, because you haven't got any tension in the arms. So again, it is a very exaggerated drill when we do this, but it gives you that perfect sequencing every single time. It's hard to strike them really good when we do this drill all the time like that one, bit toey, bit out towards the left, a bit chunky, but the meaning, of course, of what we're doing here is when we implement this into our swing, the feels from this. Because like we said, this is a very exaggerated drill. So that's where you will hit some really cool ones, but you will hit some ones, don't get me wrong, that'll be undesirable. Look at the shape on that again. Wouldn't be the best out on the golf course, so that's why I wouldn't recommend to do this drill on the course. But it teaches, again, your body to stay down, turn, use the big muscles to get the club propelling through the shot. Because again, if we are slowing down rotation, we're stalling, we're flipping, we're adding loft, that's where a lot of golfers add their 2 clubs of distance. It gets them turning, gets them compressing it by just having that better body movement, which this teaches the feel of. Lovely. I mean, look at that. That was a beautiful shot. So, and thirdly, just creates a really nice rhythm. So of course, when you get too quick with the arms, that's when we get rushed, that's when we get all out of sorts. That'll be a lot of you on the first tee. So that's where we're going to talk about how to integrate this in, and pre-shot routine's really important for this in the video. But we really, when we're getting too rushed, we know we're moving too much with the arms. We can't move with the arms in it because they're ragdolled. They're about 0.5 out of 10 in grip pressure. So it gives you this really nice rhythm, really good body motion. So this is why you've all got to do it. And when we talk about the end of the video, is it good for driver? It absolutely is. So we'll dive into that in depth. But look at that. Absolute great shot. So here is the next bit of this video, is how I get this into my students' swing. Because it's all well and good doing the drill and repping it out, but you've got to know the specific little practice routine to do to get it in effectively. So let's get there. Okay, so this is how we get it into our swing. So like we said, this drill gives you a very good feel. And that feel is, of course, to shut off the arms and get the body motion going. Like we said, it just absolutely fires that up. So I've got 5 balls here. As you can see, I've separated 3. I've got another 2 here. So what we do, separate all your shots into sets of 5, so you could do it the whole practice session with every club, sets of 5 balls. The first 3 balls, we're doing the ragdoll drill. So when we're doing the ragdoll drill, as we said, we're just ragdolling it. You're gonna feel some funky things, like you have a little drag happen here, for example. Again, you've got no pressure in the arms. So that's where it's brilliant for that. So if I do 3 shots here, just doing the ragdoll drill, don't care where the ball goes when I do it, it's purely for the feeling. So like that one as well there, a little bit toey. That can happen because obviously when we're moving with no arm motion, we have a lot more down of a motion off the hands and arms because they're purely falling to gravity and responding to rotation. So you might get a couple toey ones, but it's just the feeling. So there we go, lovely body motion on there. Other thing to note is don't worry too much if you feel like your head starts to swivel towards the target, like a Annika type of motion. Wouldn't worry about that at all. That happens to me, as you could see. That's just my body really, really rotating. If you've got a tight upper back like I do, not good thoracic mobility, when you start to rotate your chest, your head will go along through it. So, okay, third one here. Ragdolled. Brilliant. That was a good one. Now, next 2. This is what we do. We do these normal shots. So don't try to do the ragdoll on this. I want you in between these shots to do some ragdoll feeling motions. And now, just try to get and absorb that same body motion you just had from the ragdoll drill with a normal motion. So we are activating the arms now, that's for certain. Lovely. Little overdraw, I'm drawing it a little bit today, that's for certain. Hit the green. Oh, just, don't think it's gonna give me that. No, but still, great. I've had the feeling in my body there of really getting that good rotation. It's one of the most common things that, you know, hinders when really good players have a good shot from a bad shot, rotation stalling, best players in the world, but it's the same for amateur golfers as well. So I'm just absorbing that feel from the ragdoll. So again, having the ragdoll feeling, just getting that club go back and forth, using the rotation of my body, and then have that same feeling of the body with the club in your hands with a normal arm motion. That was a nice one. Perfect, that's gonna be on the green, that's for sure. So I would repeat that throughout all the clubs. This is what I do with my students, really regardless of the drill. If it's a drill that is very field-based, like the ragdoll drill, you want to have sets of your practice like that, where you're not hitting too many balls in a row with the drill, and then you're going into your normal shot just to absorb the feel. Because if, let's say, we did 3 balls and then 3 drill shots, 3 normal shots after that, that third one, our feel is just going to be a little bit too degraded. So we want that feel to still be in fresh, which is why we do sets of 5, 3 ragdoll, 2 normal. Keep doing that. You're going to get a really good body rotation in there, but can you do this with driver? Absolutely. So let's talk over that. So like I said, can we do this with driver? Absolutely we can. Driver, of course, is tougher. It's going to be because it's driver, the longest club in your bag. But we see stall outs and people standing up and losing their speed a ton more with driver. What do you also get with driver? Quite quick from the top, a lot of players do. Of course, their rhythm's normally quite poor as well. So I would have this exact same feel. Now, again, don't expect yourself to be striping it, doing it. I mean, it really does make you hit the ball quite well when you strike it nicely. But like I said, it's an exaggerated feel. Exact same thing, ragdoll drill. Here we go. I really, really like it. Always gives me that kind of little slinger out there. You do swing it slower when you do this, absolutely. As you can see, not massively slower. My normal speed is 105, so that went 100, and I really just, diddled it down there. But it's, again, to gain the feel. Brilliant, brilliant for slicers who really swing over the top because, again, like we said, you get way too much upper body motion, club gets out in front. You can't do that with a rag drill, so it could be a game changer for you guys who slice driver. So let's do another one. Same concept, exactly the same thing. That felt good. Oh, that's a nice drive. Look how optimized that is. So again, very similar club head speed, like you've seen from my videos. I've got cerebral palsy. I can't swing the golf club crazy far for a professional golfer like I am. But 101 there with feeling no arms is not too bad, is it? So where's my tee gone? There it is. So I really like that feeling with driver because I'm absolutely guilty of when the speed ramps up to have, again, not the best rotary move sometimes with driver, especially when my cerebral palsy is affecting me a little bit more on a day, a bit stiff. This really gets me into a much better spot. So let's do one more ragdoll. A little bit toey, but not too bad. Speed's cramping up there, which is good. Again, 280 total with feeling 0 arms. Crazy, right? So that's where, when we look at arm motion in the golf swing, when we measure it on something like gears, absolutely, the arms do something, they do. But that's when we see something measured and we see something reacting, does that mean the conscious brain is actually trying to control it? Quite a lot of the time, no, it's not. It's like a lot of people who are turning the hips, and a lot of people talk about ground force reactions, pushing into the ground this way, your hips to go back. Are you actually trying to have the hip go back when people are doing that? They're not. It's a reaction to there. That's where a lot of the time with a lot of people, when it comes to arm motion, feeling less arms, they will still be measurable, be doing stuff with their arms, but they're not consciously thinking it. One of the biggest takeaways with the golf swing is quite a lot of the times, what you see in the golf swing, in a really good swing, they're not even remotely thinking they're doing that. They're just doing good motion. This teaches you good motion in the golf swing. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button. If you want more golf instruction just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.